Hey everybody, Taylor Benson back, here with a detailed guide on how to make the best use out of our Riff Repeater tool. Today I'm going to show you an in-depth look into Riff Repeater using the song Black Magic, so let's start that up. Now you can see as we begin, the phrase level is sitting right around halfway up, which means the song is playing roughly half the notes that are in the full transcription of the song. So, I'm a pretty experienced guitar player at this point, and I have a feeling that this will be a little bit too easy for me, but let's get started and find out. Yeah, that's a bit too easy. And I know this part, and I like this phrase, so let's go ahead and open Riff Repeater. Now, you'll notice at the top of the screen along the phrase banner, the second phrase in the song is highlighted in brackets. This is the song section that I was playing when I opened Riff Repeater, and as such is going to be the song section I practice using Riff Repeater. Of course, this can be adjusted. You can not only change the song section you start on, but also the size of the section you wish to practice. This can be done using the menu options, section start and end, or it can be done using the hotkeys in the top left and right hand corners. So rather than playing the full song in Riff Repeater right now, let's go ahead and focus back on the second phrase of the song. Now, below the Start Riff Repeater option, you've got difficulty and speed options. Speed, of course, starts at 100%, which is the natural speed of the song as it's played. But difficulty does not. Right now it's sitting at about 50, and I know I can play the song better than 50% difficulty, so let's go ahead and move that right up to 80% and start from there. This should be a little more challenging. Excellent. Played it flawlessly. Cool, that sounded good as well. However, despite playing these songs or these phrases perfectly, you'll notice my difficulty's still at 80%, and there's a reason for that. So let's open back up Riff Repeater. Now, in this second phrase, you'll notice the options below speed and difficulty relate to the repetitions and how often you need to repeat these phrases. So, despite the fact that difficulty repetitions is only right now set to 1, since the level up option is off, that number's kind of irrelevant. Right now, with its default settings, Riff Repeater will take the riff and the speed that you choose at the difficulty you select, and you can repeat that riff as many times as you like, without it leveling up for you or accelerating for you unless you tell it so. So, for this phrase right here, let's turn level up on, keep difficulty repetitions at 1, and start Riff Repeater again. And that time you'll see it'll give me a level up message when I play the riff perfectly, bringing me to 90% next time I try. And now to 100. Excellent. So I'm at the max level, but you'll notice at the max level, Riff Repeater defaults to unlimited repetitions. No matter how many times I nail it, it'll still keep repeating it, which is great and is intended until you change one more option in Riff Repeater. So let's open that menu back up. You'll notice below speed repetitions and accelerate, there's an option called auto continue. What this means is that once you're done riff repeating what you want to the maximum level, the song will auto continue itself after you finish that phrase. So in this case, if we turn auto continue on, leave speed and difficulty at 100% and start Riff Repeater, I'll have to play the riff once perfectly before the song starts from where that riff ends. And just like that, the song keeps going as it was before I entered Riff Repeater. So let's open Riff Repeater back up. The phrase that we're on right now is a bit long, so let's pick a shorter one. Let's say the first phrase in the song. That one's not leveled up yet, and I want to really get that one up. From here, if I want to, I can set the difficulty straight to 100%. But just to make sure I have it, let's turn the speed down to about 80. Let's say 90. 90 is good. Now, to make sure that the speed increases with each successful play of the phrase I do, let's turn on accelerate. With this option off, the speed will remain at 90% no matter how many times I repeat the riff, so you can practice at the speed you like as many times as you like. However, with accelerate turned on, that means a successful playthrough of this riff at this speed will cause the speed to accelerate until it gets to 100%. And with auto continue on, playing the speed successfully at 100% will auto continue the song into the next phrase. So let's go ahead and start Riff Repeater and make that happen. Nice. So I nailed it, and now it's going to increase the speed up to 100%, which is the full speed of the song. Boom, and it auto continues. So, that's a basic idea of how Riff Repeater works, but there's some helpful hints that I want to show you. Shortcuts, if you will. Now, Riff Repeater is ideal for practicing a particular section of a song at the speed and difficulty that you want, but it's also useful for leveling up the entire song all at once. If you know a song by heart and just want to play it at the full level and learn a song, you can highlight the entire song, set up the difficulty to 100, and then select the resume song option at the bottom of the screen, or by pressing the X button. Now you'll notice the entire song is ready to play at full difficulty. Finally, the other thing that's helpful for viewing in Riff Repeater is the View Previous Mistakes option. This defaults to on and puts a small exclamation point next to, as you can see in the background, a note that you've missed on the previous playthrough. So if you look at the second phrase in the song only, you can see that certain notes are dictated with little exclamation points next to them, which means on the previous playthrough attempt, you've missed those notes. So not only does it help you determine which notes you need to hit, but also helps you identify which notes you're having the most problems on. So another thing I wanted to touch on in Riff Repeater was a thing called error tolerance. Now, for the sake of showing it off, let's go back to that second phrase of the song Black Magic with difficulty at 90 and speed at 100 and start Riff Repeater from there. From here I only need to advance one level to get the song to the maximum difficulty, so let's try to do that. I missed one note and it didn't level me up because of that. And you know what? I'm sick of that. So let's open Riff Repeater up one more time. If you are tired of having one missed note here and there affect your ability to level up in Riff Repeater, you can turn on error tolerance. And what this means is that the game will be willing to level up your phrases in Riff Repeater even if you miss a note or two. The higher you turn on error tolerance, the more notes you're allowed to miss in a given phrase and still level it up. Since I only missed one, let's keep error tolerance low for this phrase and try again to start Riff Repeater at 90 difficulty and get it up to 100. I missed that same note, but good news, since error tolerance is on, it'll let me go through and kick that difficulty up to 100%. So another useful trick, if you open up Riff Repeater, is you can highlight the entire song, as I mentioned before, and increase the difficulty of the entire song to 100%, which pretty much automatically maxes out the difficulty of any song. However, let's say you don't want to start the song and have the ability to level it down if you mess up. Let's say you're putting the song at its highest difficulty so you can practice. That's fine. You can, with the entire song highlighted in brackets, start Riff Repeater. And this will provide all the Riff Repeater stats you have, but let you play the full song. As you can see, even if I make certain to miss many notes, the song will refuse to level me down because it's in Riff Repeater mode, and that's the difficulty I've set to practice. This is also good if you want to play an entire song and review it on a repetition to see exactly which notes you missed, since during Learn a Song, notes might be flying at you fast enough for it to be hard to tell. So there you have it, folks, the tools of the trade when using Riff Repeater. There's plenty to do here and plenty of customization options to help you get the best use out of Riff Repeater in Rocksmith 2014.